Your brand is about your self-esteem or self-appraisal. It's about your self-appraisal. And there are 4 areas where you must appraise yourself. Number 1, your self-identity. What's your distinctness? That make no apologies about. You cannot apologize to anybody for being you. True or true? I don't give options for false. True or true? Yeah. So 1, I'm telling you why it's important to be bold, because if you try to copy anybody, to be like them, the best you can be is number 2, because that person is already there. So be yourself, because everybody else is already taken. I like what Mary says, that there are so many people out there who hate you. Why add to the list of the people who hate you by hating yourself? Imagine the tragedy that you hate yourself, and you have to live with the person you hate the rest of your life. Please, resolve to be at peace with yourself and be comfortable in your skin. People are very mean with compliments. When you're smart, they can't tell you you're smart. They say, hey, you look different, because they can't tell you you're smart, isn't it? So, yes, if they compliment you, let that be added advantage, but don't wait for that. That's why I'm saying you must be bold. Or self-esteem, so self-identity, self-esteem, okay? That's what you're talking about. Your self-esteem, please note this. Your self-esteem is a product of how much you estimate your value. The less you think you're valuable, the less your self-esteem will be. It's not possible for somebody who is adding value to society to suffer low self-esteem, because you draw your esteem from the fact that you are a value adder. Is that such a word? Okay. I have the poetic license to add words. Then self-concept. Self-concept, differential factor. Self-concept means, and I'm just adding to what I said earlier on, but in specific to answer why you need to be bold in personal branding. Differential factor, that means the self-concept is basically, you are the only person who understands you. The word conceive, okay? How do you conceive yourself? Are you happy with the idea of you? What's your reputation with you? Before you get your reputation with others, what would you tell yourself? And wink at yourself in the mirror. How many of you have ever taken yourself out? You treated yourself. Some of us were so afraid of our own presence. If you sit in a room, you say, hey, kwani watu wameenda? Because you can't even enjoy your own presence. Next time you catch yourself alone, say, wow, you mean we are together with you? Wow, I'm so happy of the idea of you. So what are you thinking about you today? Okay, where do I take you? And when you go to a restaurant, don't order from the right. Order from the left of the menu. You understand? Don't say, iya miambili ni gani? No. Order the food, don't order the price. As in, people who love themselves can love others. Hello? When people say, hey, unajipenda, don't make apologies. Tell them, no wonder I'm able to love you, because I have an idea of what kupenda ni nini. But if you've never had an idea of what to love yourself is, you can never love somebody else. If somebody insults you, calls you names of wild and domestic animals, you say, who? Me. I'm the closest person to me, and I've never said that to me. You are so far and a stranger to me. How dare you? In fact, your opinion is the lowest form of knowledge. That's what an opinion is. Your opinion is the lowest form of knowledge. So why let people's opinion become your reality? Choose your reality. That I'm talking about boldness. You know, when you look poor, you look sad, you look beaten, and you think people are happy with that. In fact, let me tell you, research shows that 80% of your friends do not care about what you care about. The other 20% are happy. If you're caring, about your problems, they are happy that you're the one going through them, not them. In other words, people have issues they are thinking about, and you're not one of them. You know the way we are worried about what people are thinking about me? Guess what? You'll be shocked. They're not even thinking about you. And you're busy cutting your life short because you're thinking what they'll think. Mom, I'm just saying in English, you have every reason to be bold. And the last one is, so I said self-identity, self-esteem, self-concept. I think I'll leave it at that. So the boldness, and just in quick succession, the benefits of it, I think I needed to give you what are the benefits of personal branding. Can I highlight them just in quick succession? Can I highlight them? Yes. Just to incentivize you why you should pursue this. Number 1, personal power. Please write this, every one of you. Personal power. You feel powerful when you know you're a brand. True or true? You should see Mrs. Olubai walking. She steps down like Yani. Everybody else is, for example, she's the is equals to. You understand? And that's, brand just gives you power. People talk about power ties, power suits, power color. You can have the power, everything. But if you don't have the personal power, you still fail. Have you seen people who put on Robialak, Durakot, Maranki, all those things, and then they look like they can confuse a chameleon, isn't it? No, I'm not saying go, don't be desperate. Just so, personal power. 2, promotion of your ideals. Your brand promotes your ideals. People start respecting you because they know there's something you stand for. So you're the promoter of your ideals, isn't it? Number 3, proactivity. You will be proactive. Things will not be happening to you and you wonder why they're happening to you. You'll be making things happen, isn't it? Yeah? You'll not blame anybody. Please remember this. Anybody you blame makes you lame. You will never be powerful more than the person you blame. I've refused to blame politicians for my economic situation. I've refused to blame my church or my boss. Please, never accept that wisdom. It's not actually a wisdom. If you're not wise, you're otherwise. Remember, throw away the box and think. Don't think outside the box. Some are thinking outside the box, but so near the inside. So it's as well as thinking inside. Just throw the box and think. And I started doing what I'm doing, and I'll tell you what that does. It started generating income for me. Some of us, the only relationship you have with your boss is their money, not your value add. You only pursue your pension, not your passion. Okay? Next, purpose-driven life. Your life will be purposeful. You have a tomorrow to wake up to. Because you're a brand. You know you're here not on anybody's sympathy. You're here because God wants you here. True or true? Yeah. And you're not worried about dying. If you must die, you say, well, I have done my part. Yeah. Next, professional and career success. People start recognizing you because you're professional. You're not just a wannabe. If you're a brand, you are a professional in your own right. You've created your own category of profession, isn't it? How many of you thought that comedy would be a profession? But she's just quoted. Churchill has just made comedy a whole new profession. Kids are aspiring to be comedians. So when you tell your child, stop joking, and you start telling him, my jokes will pay my bills. Because you can create your own professional niche, isn't it? Okay, nowadays we have professional coaches, speaking coaches, sleeping coaches, thinking coaches, walking coaches, eating coaches. Imagine. And you can be a coach in anything, so long as it's not about disempowering, all right? And the final one is preferential consideration. You be preferred. The moment I branded myself as an excellency and I make no apology about it and I walk around, oh, the best of it is when I went to South Sudan and the consulate of Kenya there, the ambassador, the guy had my colleagues calling me, Your Excellency. I'd gone for civic education consultancy there. And when we went there, and the ambassador heard that there's a guy called Your Excellency. You know, people call me Your Excellency. Please keep calling me that, all right? Because it will just answer, hey, guess what? The guy came with his limousine to the place where we were living. And when I talked to him about I'm an excellency and that, from that time, I was driving along with him in his limousine with a flag. Ah, yeah, Jesus, you have a sense of humor. And then, the next thing, the day we were coming back, the plane was rescheduled and was leaving earlier than we had anticipated. My colleagues had gone as an advance party because I'd remained back for some consultation with the ambassador. Do you know what he did? He didn't call the check-in desk. He called the pilot. Hi! And he told the pilot, wait. I was driven. Now this is where Jaluo comes in. It's itching. You have to scratch. You have to say things. You understand? Okay? I was driven, Omera, to the door of the plane. Not the check-in. The door of the plane. And I entered. I checked in the plane. You know, you don't check in at the counter. You check in the plane. And I was entering, I saw one minister of government, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, was sitting there. Imagine the plane had been held for me, and the minister was sitting there. Jesus! Brand! And today, as I travel across, as I get invited, I do not forget where I've come from. I give God all the glory. But I say again, this is one of my own ways to tell you, if God gave me this, my voice, I can give you your voice. And go ahead, brand yourself, because the gentlemen upstairs will switch off the lights. When they do, you want to be sure that while you are here, please, don't die and people say, phew, Samenda. No, let it be. They'll say, oh, Ameacha, big, shoes. What do they say? He has left big shoes. Tell them, find your own. Don't fit in mine. And just do your part. So those are the things that I think I wanted to mention. Just use all this concept. There's a guy who was running a multinational company with about 400 staff. It was a serious multi-million worth of company that was making a lot of money globally. But the guy was unable to sustain 4 members of his family. The family ended up in disarray. Kids were incestuous, they were rogue and like devil juniors on holidays, and they ended up in divorce. So when he was asked, how was it that you're able to handle 400 staff globally, but you are not able to handle 4 members of your family? He said, I regretted that the things that worked in the corporate, I never made them work in my family. So I ask all of you, how many of you have a family vision statement? How many of you have family mission statement? How many of you have family values? They may not have been written, but are they clear? Even when guests come from up country, they know this family, this is their swag. There's an example in the Bible, Joshua 24:15. As for me and my household, we shall serve the Lord. That was a mission statement. So if your company succeeds or your institution succeeds because it has a vision statement, so should your family. If they succeed because they have weekly meetings, so you should have weekly meetings as a family, or quarterly, or annually. Serious with minutes. I'm serious. I have adopted that and it works very well.